Hello and welcome, all friends and devotees of yoga and Buddhism. Today is June the 21st, 2019, Friday, June the 21st, 2019, and we are going to continue researching and studying the wisdom collection of the great Venerable Master Singyung. For you students who might not be very familiar, Venerable Master Singyung is one of the great Buddhas of our times, the founder of Fo Guangshang Buddhist Foundation. Continue reading from his wisdom. In conducting ourselves, we have to be kind. We have to be kind, to act benevolently, practice generosity, and make good and broad connections with others. We should do our best in performing any positive, kind, and beautiful act that benefits people. On the other hand, we should reject absolutely anything that may harm others while only benefiting ourselves. This advice is fundamental to how we should conduct ourselves in regard to our morals and conscience. The following are 4 things we should not do in life. 4 things we should not do in life. Write them down. 1. Do not attempt to profit from another's misfortune. The first golden key. Do not attempt to profit from another's misfortune. 2. Well, let's expatiate a little bit. There are 2 sides to human nature, the good side and the bad side. They are easiest to see in times of tragedy and natural disaster. Some people ignore their own safety to rescue the victims of catastrophes, while others may just fold their arms and watch from the sidelines with an uncaring attitude, for they think it has nothing to do with them. Worse still, some people not only just stand and watch, but also exploit the opportunity to profit at the expense of another's suffering. Imagine when others are in trouble, we covet their property. When others face misfortune, we add to their trouble. When others fall down, we step on them. Such behavior is truly deplorable. Therefore, we must never take advantage of another's misfortune. 2. Do not make another's problem worse. According to the saying, in providing relief, we should help. We should help people when they lack resources in a crisis. If someone is thirsty, supplying him or her with a glass of water is better than offering a glass of fresh juice at ordinary times. Although there are people in society these days who are willing to provide help in times of difficulty, there are also many who are ready to make life worse for those who are in trouble. For instance, in Taiwan, there are many physically challenged people trying to scrape a living together as vendors of lotto tickets and other small necessities, but they become the targets of extortion and deceit by thugs. They often lose their small investment and are unable to make ends meet. Their already difficult plight is made much worse by the greed of others. While it is good for us to be able to help others in times of difficulty, if we cannot, at least we should not make things worse for them, even if you can't help them. 3, the third golden key. I hope you guys are writing. I expect I'm dealing with advanced students here who know how to take notes. Please take notes, good notes, concise notes. Do not stop trying because of a little adversity. Do not stop trying because of a little adversity. The chance of our success or failure in what we do is often 50-50. It all hinges on our wisdom and perseverance in overcoming setbacks. Some people will stop and give up once they encounter a little problem. It is like refusing to eat for fear of choking, or infants first learning to walk. If infants stop trying after falling down a couple of times, they will forever be crawling on the floor. Therefore, when faced with difficulties in what we do, we should look for the core of the problem and find a solution for it. We cannot simply refuse to eat for fear of choking. Otherwise, we will starve to death. 4. Do not ignore advice because of personal biases. In their capacity to lead, leaders need to listen. Listen broadly and widely and observe and accept advice. They should be open-minded in order to gather good counsel. However, some people just listen selectively. They will only accept the advice of experts, professionals, their superiors, or close aides, but not a word from their subordinates or anyone they consider unimportant. While the words of people in low positions might carry less weight, they are not necessarily useless, because even the foolish will have something to contribute after 1,000 attempts. Therefore, in listening, we should focus on whether what is said is constructive and inspiring. We cannot afford to ignore advice because of our personal biases towards people. Because we may later regret missing these words of wisdom. So let's summarize, folks. In conducting ourselves, we need to have integrity and not take advantage of another's suffering. We also need wisdom, for we cannot be unclear in our reasoning over matters. I decided to move very quickly because of the constraints of time. I'm rushing somewhere right now and I need to move fast. Students, I hope you've taken pretty good notes. This can be a little bit of tests. We just call it a small impromptu test to test your articulateness, how good you are in taking notes very quickly. I hope some of you are skilled in shorthand, but I do need you guys to be effective in taking good notes. Reflect and meditate always. If you've taken a couple of nice notes, later you should be able to go back to your own study and do your own rewriting here. We need brilliant chaps who are good at writing. You should be able to do your own, concise summary, write up your summary of what you've heard, what has been transmitted to you, the information you've received. You should be able to re-articulate it nicely and put it in nice form for your own reflection and meditation. Namo Amitofo.